Hello, I'm Greg Harrelson with Century 21, the Harrelson Group in Myrtle Beach, and I want to talk about the latest update, the changes of what's going on in the real estate market in our local Myrtle Beach area. You might be aware, maybe you're not aware, the interest rates have really been bouncing up and down over the last 6 months. I'm sure we all know and are keeping up to date as to what's going on in the interest rate environment. But in the last 30 days, and it's probably even been about 45 days, we've kind of still seen interest rate movement, but it's consistently starting to average down a little bit. I know that I was talking to one of our lender partners recently, and they just helped one of our buyers get under 6.5%, more like in the 6.23% range and whatnot. So those interest rates are starting to decrease, and it seems to be stimulating the local real estate market. Now, we've seen this before. I really don't know. We know I don't have a crystal ball, nor do you, as to what's going to happen in the future. But we do feel like they're going to kind of maintain at a lower level and maybe go a little bit lower for a longer stretch of time. How long, I don't know, but I don't think it's just going to bounce back up tomorrow, even though as soon as I say this, maybe that's what happens. But right now, there has been a decrease in interest rates, and it is stimulating, the real estate market. So I want to get into a little bit more of the data of what's going on in the market in hopes that, I can always just be a resource for you. If there's anything you ever need in the future, you just let me know. But I'll start off by saying, when interest rates go down, it does impact our local real estate market. And the way that it's impacting our local real estate market right now is buyers are starting to get active again. It's interesting that, they see these interest rates come down, and then immediately we see more traffic on our website, more activity. People are going onto our website, signing up, which means we get a notification that they want to talk about buying real estate. There's more people getting pre-qualified right now, so buyers are active right now, and it's all due to the interest rates going down. The second thing I would say is that sellers are starting to come back on the market. Sellers are starting to list. And a lot of it's because they can now buy at a more competitive rate themselves. So maybe they had a 4.5% interest rate, and they says, gosh, I don't want a 7.5% interest rate, so I just won't sell because I don't want to buy yet. Well, now interest rates are starting to come down, and now it's making sense. People are wanting to move on with their plans, and they're saying, hey, now it's not in the sevens. It's even getting below 6.5 in many cases. Maybe it's going to go down a little bit more. Let's go ahead and get our property on the market, get it sold, and go ahead and buy. And then if it does go ridiculously low again to 4%, which I don't think anybody believes it'll go that low, but if it did, they can always refinance. But it's worth it right now for a lot of sellers to go ahead and make their move. So we're seeing that sellers are starting to kind of get off the fence, start listing their property again. And main thing is because of the competitive rates. And then the third thing that I notice about this little shift right now is sellers are seeing more buyer traffic on their listings. So I mentioned to you that, buyers are getting more active, right? They're on the websites, they're calling us off the sign calls. They're showing up to open houses. So when we do take listings, whether it's condos or homes or even land, and get them on the market and deploy a marketing plan, we're starting to see that we're getting a lot more traffic on those listings. So that's a good thing, because that's demand. And the more demand that we can create for your property, the higher price that a seller is going to get. Now, when it comes down to the numbers, let's talk about the numbers. So I broke down the market into three categories. There's the overall market, where the average sales price now is around $383,000, which is up around 4.2% over the last 12 months. The month supply is around 4.1 months supply, which is up 41%. So there is a lot more inventory on the market for the buyers to choose from, but it's not to the extent where, we are technically a buyer's market. We're actually still a seller's market right now. We are not a buyer's market. And the average days on the market overall is around 90, which is up about 8.4%, meaning that it's taking around 90 days to get a property sold. Now, that was the overall market, land, every property type included. I will share with you residential homes. So the numbers for residential homes are slightly different. So the average sales price for residential homes in our area is $449,200 $255. So you can see the average sales price for homes is much greater than the average sales price overall, and that's up 2%. So those of you that have homes, the average sales price is $449, up 2%. The month's supply for homes is 3.5 months. So there's less supply for homes than there is condos. I'll give you the condo numbers in a moment. So the month supply is up 12% to 3.5 months. That's the supply. That's the inventory levels. But the overall market's up 41%. So supply for residential homes is still a lot lower than the other property types in the market. And then the days on market, which I found a little interesting, was a little bit higher. It's 98 days on average to get a property sold in the market if it's a residential home. Now for condos, the average sales price is $283,864, and that average sales price is up 4.3%. So it's actually up a little bit more. Month supply though is 5 months. There is 5 month supply of condos. That is that month level, like 5 or below, like below 5 is a seller's market. Above 5 is a buyer's market. So we're really right in between. It's kind of like a neutral or an equal market right now. Sellers don't really have much advantage in the condo market over buyers. Buyers do not really have much advantage over sellers. It's kind of a neutral market, but that supply is up 92% for condos. So we can see inventory is growing greater in the condo market in Myrtle Beach than it is the residential market. The days on market, 76 days to get a condo sold. So they're selling a little bit faster, but they're also selling for a little bit less money because people are getting aggressive on pricing. The days on market increased 20% for condos. It really didn't increase for residential. It's been stuck at that 98 days on market. So for residential, so it's kind of flat. But condos, it is starting to take more and more time. Now, closed sales for residential is flat. Only 0.2% change increase in closed sales. So the closed sales this year is pretty much has been very stable. But for condos, closed sales is down 9.2%. So fewer condos are selling. Hence why you see the inventory levels going up. So that's the snapshot of the real estate market. You know, in the end, should you sell, should you not sell? That's really not something that a real estate professional can determine. I can only share with you, if you're thinking about selling, I can share with you what the proper strategy needs to be in order to, get the price that you deserve. I mean, my ultimate goal is to protect your equity and drive your price as high as I can in order for you to, to generate as much return off the sale as you can. So if there's anything I can do for you, just please let me know. I'm Greg Harrelson, Century 21, the Harrelson Group. My telephone number is 843-457-7816. You can text me, you can call me, just reach out to me, or you can shoot me an email. Love to talk with you. And you don't have to even be in the market to sell in order for us to talk, or for me to do an evaluation on a property you're thinking about buying, or an evaluation on a property that you're thinking about selling, or you just want to know what the property's worth. Give me a call. I'll share that information with you. I'll get back with you in another couple of weeks with another update. And until then, you have a wonderful day, rest of your week, rest of your month. I'm Greg Harrelson. We'll talk soon. Bye-bye.